Howdy y'all! So in today's video, we're going to take one of Blowing Rock's prettiest hikes and go explore an old apple barn and learn about the role that it played in one of America's greatest immigrant success stories. So today, we're back at Moses Cone Memorial Park on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Our hike starts at the famous Bass Lake, just off from downtown Blowing Rock off Highway 221. From here, you'll get some fantastic views of the flat-top manor house, and if you're lucky, you'll even catch a glimpse of some of the local wildlife. Now over on the far side of the lake, opposite from where you parked your car, the trail branches off. You can stay going straight that'll take you around the lake, and there are two divergent paths. One path will take you to the old maze, and then the other path will take you on up the hill towards the apple barn. And that's the path we're going to take today. The hike up to the apple barn is absolutely gorgeous, as you are completely engulfed with the foliage for the entire hike. Especially in October, where the fall leaves just pop against a crystal blue Carolina sky. And as you near the top of the ridge, the whitewashed walls of this 100-year-old apple barn slowly come into view. So the Cone family actually made their money originally in cotton, specifically denim. They were an immigrant family, a Jewish immigrant family that had migrated here all the way from Germany during the 1800s. And the man who really made the Cone family fortune, Moses Cone, was born and raised in a little town called Limestone, Tennessee. Now at the time, being that it was the mid to late 1800s, you didn't have air conditioning off the mountain in places like Baltimore, Greensboro, in the places where the Cone family lived. So whenever the weather got hot in the summer, you needed to have a place to go to get cooled off, and a lot of folks went to the western North Carolina mountains, where it could be as much as a 30-degree temperature difference between Blowing Rock and some of the hot southern cities off the mountain. So what a lot of families did is they would just go up into the mountains, and they would either stay at a hotel that was built up here. There were several large resort hotels built in the region. Or some of the more well-to-do families, they would just build their own essentially private resorts on their own property. But now back then, if you had a large quantity of land, the idea was that, well, you had to do something with it. What the Cones did with their land is the Cones established an apple orchard here at what was called Flat Top Manor back in those days. And they established one of the largest apple orchards in the state of North Carolina and bred several unique breeds of apples here. And the Cones hired a lot of the local mountain people to work this massive operation. They had multiple barns, cabins on the property for the workers to live in, and they even established a school that doubled as a missionary Baptist church on the back side of the property. And that building is still standing today as a functioning independent missionary Baptist church here in the community of Blowing Rock. Now, in order to be able to process all of those apples, they needed to have large apple barns built all over the property. This is the only surviving one behind me. Whenever the National Park Service came in, a lot of the structures on the property were bulldozed down. Now, after Moses Cone's widow, Bertha Cone, died, the property was given to a trust that oversaw the family's estate. And that trust also oversaw the operation of Cone Healthcare over in Greensboro. And it was a hospital that the Cone family had established to be able to provide medical care to everyone within the city of Greensboro. Well, the board of directors that oversaw this trust didn't really see much use in keeping an apple farm on the roll. So it was established that they would just donate the entire property over to the National Park Service to be used as a part of the Blue Ridge Parkway. But the property had been used for years as a place for Blowing Rock and Watauga County locals to go and hike and ride horses, and it's still used for that today. Folks can ride their horses up and down the horse and carriage trails here. And folks just have themselves a good old time here at Moses Cone and enjoy the same facilities that Moses and Bertha Cone did over 100 years ago. And I think it's a really special part of our history here in western North Carolina. And it just seems to really come alive during the fall time, like everything else in these mountains does. Now, one thing somebody might notice while hiking on the Moses Cone property is, well, where are all the apples? Even though this had been a massive apple orchard operation back in the day, most of the apple trees are gone, and they're gone for one simple reason. A lot of the pesticides and herbicides that they used back in the day on this operation contained chemicals that were later found to be extremely, extremely harmful to humans. So, none of the apples that would still be growing on the property today would be considered edible. And also they have signs posted all around the property here for people not to play or reach down and grab the dirt. Pretty much everything from the topsoil down is contaminated with high quantities of arsenic and lead. So it is very much the definition of you can look but do not touch. Poison apples aside, the hike up to the apple barn, as previously mentioned, is beautiful. And it is very gentle, easily accessible for everyone. This is one of those trails where you can bring the whole family and they will enjoy the hike. There are little places to stop and catch your breath, and while I would not personally take a wheelchair up on this hike, it is physically within the realm of possibility. Just make sure you got a stout feller pushing it. You don't want to let go of Grandma. Once you come back down from the apple barn, if you turn right, that'll take you around the rest of the Bass Lake circuit back towards your car. And I highly encourage that you take this route, just because the Bass Lake itself is beautiful, and especially because this is where local wildlife come down to do their fishing, to get some water, and overall, it's just a great activity to spend your afternoon doing. You're just off from downtown Blowing Rock, so if you're in downtown doing some shopping and you want to get out in nature, the Bass Lake and the Apple Barn Trail are right there. And as soon as you're done, you can hop right back in your car and head over to the town tavern and grab you a burger and some wings. That's going to be all for this video. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, be sure to leave me a like and a follow, because I've got more fall adventures coming up, including a visit to a man who has a fantastic collection of antique steam engines, which includes 2 ride-on railroads that completely encircle his house. So that's a video you're not going to want to miss. And I got plenty of fun adventures planned for Christmas time. So you're going to want to stick around for my Christmas videos, including trips to Dollywood. We're going to look at pretty Christmas lights, we're going to eat yummy Christmas food, and we're going to have ourselves a good time.